Hello there, I'm Angela from artery.co.uk. I've got another little crafting haul today. I do have trouble with layering stencils, but I had heard of rotating stamp platforms, so I thought I would have a look at one. I must admit I have never seen one like this before, so I haven't opened it yet. I just bought this and I'm assuming it's the bottom part that rotates. When I've seen rotating stamp platforms before, they've been quite big and round like that, so I'm assuming this is like a stamp platform, a normal one that you would open and stamp normally, but it also has this part on the bottom and it looks as though you can turn it around and stamp it evenly all around like a wreath type of style. So I'm going to open this up and have a look inside. Oh, quite small. Right. I thought I had enough stamping platforms. It looks as though I have another one. Yes. So that acts as a normal stamping platform because that presses down. It has a couple of magnets there, as you will get on a lot of stamping platforms. And this is the bit that I will have to figure out how to use. Put that to one side for now. I also have, what are these? Stencil Headers. Right. So I've also got two sets of layering stencils here, and yeah, as you can see there, they have the headers built in, so it looks as though they will fit naturally onto this platform. But I imagine if you have other stencils that don't have those bits, you could use these. You can get something similar for the Sizzix stamping and stenciling platform. You can get sort of plastic adapters for that as well, so I imagine that is something similar. But I am looking forward to using these. They look really pretty. And move that away again. A magnetic mat. So this glass mat is magnetic, but when I'm working on it I just get mess everywhere, ink and paint and goodness knows what else. So I thought having something in the middle to work from would be much easier to keep clean. So, oh, that's actually bigger than I thought, and it's heavy. I'll move these out the way. Yeah, this is this is actually quite, oh, and it comes with a ruler, so that, like my big glass mat here, it comes with a ruler and oh wow, two strong magnets. Oh, and that's quite floppy, but definitely magnetic. So there we go, that's the proper way up. That seems to be wobbling a bit on my, now that's not good, is it? So instead of being attracted to the stamp platform, it's actually, yeah, I might have to send that back because you can see that is not going to work. It's not attracting at all. It's, yeah, what a shame. I don't really want to have to move my glass platform every time I want to use this. Unfortunately I will be sending that back. I don't like sending things back, but this is completely useless to me. I know that there are different platforms you can get for stenciling and keeping everything contained, so I will be having a look around for one of those, but yeah, I'm going to have to send this back. What a shame. Right, that's sealed back up and ready to go. Oh, I'm upset about that. That's what I was looking forward to, so I can keep everything sort of contained in one cleanable area. But never mind, I mean, this glass mat it's good and it's easy to clean. But never mind, I shall get that sorted and sent back probably tomorrow. I was a bit freaked out, if you like, by this not being one of the round rotating ones. That's what I thought I was going to get. But I shall have a look at this, and I shall, when I've figured it out, I shall come back and I shall attempt a small project with it. See you in a bit. Okay, I have the first part figured out, and it's kind of cool actually. Just ignore this. This was just an envelope that didn't turn out right, so I just used it to practice. So this is actually pretty good. You managed to get even spacing all the way around. Just ignore the positioning. I wasn't really trying to position it properly, but I think it's worked out nicely. I'll just quickly show you how to do that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, you take that off. That's got magnets on, really strong ones. It's actually sticking to my glass mat. Right, I'm a wee bit upset at the moment. So that's nothing new, you may be saying. But I normally buy my stamp sets either from branded crafting websites or from Temu. And I've never had any issues, or if I have, I can't remember them. So I thought, I've heard a lot about AliExpress, and I bought a few things over the past few weeks from AliExpress, like die sets and things like that. But I have to admit, I thought I'd bought a one-off bad stamp the other day, because I tried stamping and it just would not stamp properly. There were certain areas which were just left blank, no matter how much pressure I applied, no matter how many times I tried to stamp. I tried with a stamping platform, I tried with an acrylic block, it would not stamp correctly. And unfortunately the same has happened with the next two that I've tried. Just ignore these bits. So I tried a fern there from a stamp set that hasn't stamped correctly, and as you can see, although you can see the stamping platform works very nicely, the butterfly, another stamp set from AliExpress, just won't work properly. No matter how many times I've stamped it, no matter how much pressure I put on, it's the same places every time that are not stamping correctly. So I will not be buying any more stamp sets from AliExpress. I will stick to the branded crafting websites if I can afford it, or Temu with a push, because I've never had many problems at all from those. So anyway, as you can see, the stamping platform works nicely. This was a stamp from somewhere else, probably Temu, I think. I'll check that out. And I was just using the cheap ink just to practice, but the stamping platform works really well, so I'm going to show you how to do that now. So if you take off the lid, I'm assuming these measurements here are for the size of the paper. I'm assuming that, judging by what I've just practiced there. This, I thought it was 6 by 6, but it's 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, so it's near enough. So what I'm going to do is take it off and fit the first corner into the 6 triangle, or the 6 lines, or whatever they are. So the 6-inch lines there, and then it should be more or less the same all the way around. Put that on. Now the zero's pointing to the top. Now I'm going to put my butterfly stamp where I would like it to stamp. So I'm only going to stamp 4 because it's quite a big stamp on a small sheet of paper. I'm just going to stamp once in each corner. So it would help if that was the right way. I'm just going to line that up as best I can. It doesn't need to be perfect, I'm just showing you how to do it. So once that's down, you can press the stamp lid down and pick up the stamp, and it's just fitting on there, thank goodness. I'm just going to get my ink. It's a Stampin' Up pad. The colour is, what is the colour? Cherry Cobbler. Oh, that's a nice dark deep red. Oh, I like that. So I found the best way to get it even is to place it on, and then with trial and error press the back down first and then the front, because these can be a bit wobbly. Well, that's stamped nicely, hasn't it? And then turn it round to the other corner. I'm going to try and make sure that it's as accurate as possible, because like I say, this paper wasn't exactly 6, so if it doesn't turn out properly, it's my fault. It's nothing to do with the platform. So I'll do the same again on the remaining 3 sides. And there you go. This stamp, I think it was from Temu. It's not exactly the best, again, but I've only stamped them once. If you wanted a better stamp, you could just press it down, stamp it again and press it down. That's the beauty of a stamping platform. But as you can see, it's stamped very evenly all the way around. I can think of a lot of uses for this, for cards and other projects. So that is the rotating part of this stamping platform. Oh, that is so strong. So I am going to, at some point, do some stenciling and show you how that's done. But I'm very happy with that so far. I think it's really good. Well, I've had a go at stenciling, and these layering stencils are made to go, I think I've mentioned before, they're made to go with the rotating stamp platform because they actually made to fit in the top of it. So I thought I would have a go at this. There's nothing wrong with the stencils at all. They're absolutely fine. One of them didn't quite fit on the stenciling platform, but it still worked out all right. It made no difference to the stamping. The main problem is, of course, my work. But anyway, I was very happy because the stencils are nice and thick and they work very well, and this is what I sort of ended up with. So I wish I'd used different colours, especially for the details on the large butterfly. I don't know if you can see that. I should have used a darker stamp for the details. Perhaps not yellow for the flowers, but all in all it's turned out okay. I'm quite pleased with it. Could possibly make a card or something out of that, I don't know yet. So I'm going to have a go at the other one and show you how easy this is to use with the stencils that are made to go on this platform. I'm going to use this piece of paper that I pre-cut earlier. It doesn't really matter if it fits, it's just to show you the process. It's what I always say. So first of all, open the stencils, take these out, and what I like is that it has them in order, from what I can gather. Yeah, it has them in the order in which you have to place them, so that's good for me. I thought they might be numbered or something, but they're not, but you can see the order in which they need to go on, which is fabulous. So you take the first one and you slip it onto the top there. I hope you can see that. Slip it onto these bits at the top and it fits wonderfully. I'm not going to complain about it doesn't quite fit, because like I said, this is just to show you how it works. I'm going to use some shades of blue for the flower and 2 shades of green for the leaves and the stems. This is my favourite green from Stampin' Up. It's Old Olive. It's gorgeous. I just love it. Really nice shade. So I'm going to use this for the main leaves. And if you're careful how you apply it, I always apply a darker with a heavier hand towards the bottom of the leaves, and then go a bit lighter towards the end. Gives a little bit of a blending effect. It looks really nice. I like to clean them with water when I'm finished using each one. I don't want them to get stained. And I forgot to use the magnets as well. Right, oops. And it is quite, because I know this is wobbling about a bit, but it is quite easy to place them once you have the stencil on. The stencil on there, and you can sort of jiggle the paper around a bit till you get it more or less in the right position. Now I'll put the magnets on. So the flowers, I'm going to start off with a nice light blue, balmy blue this is called. Gorgeous colour, I love it. I'm just going to give the brush a bit of a clean. And with stencils like these, you don't have to be perfect in your blending, because in fact I think they look better if it's not perfect, if the colour isn't even. I think it looks nice when it's all a little bit uneven. But you can use any ink that you like. You can use your distress oxide, your distress inks, your dye inks, pigment inks, anything really you can use. Just use what you have. I've used some very cheap ink pads with layering stencils and they've all turned out really well. So don't go out and buy anything specially for these, any inks. Just use what you have. Next one. It's going to be a bit of a darker shade of blue. I love how they fit on perfectly there. Right, make sure I get this right. Oh, that's starting to look nice, isn't it? Yeah, that's looking nice with all of the blues. You could of course use different colours. Use any colour you like, use different shades of the same colour like I'm doing. Use completely different colours if you want something a bit more abstract. It's your project, you do what you like. We are down to the last one now. There's going to be another green. I'm going to use a darker green this time. This is garden green. The other blue I used was Misty Moonlight, and I don't know if I showed you the Lost Lagoon one. All very nice colours. I love these stencils though, they are really nice and thick, very sturdy. And there we go. Isn't that gorgeous? Yes, that's absolutely lovely. I really like that. It's funny, you know, when I do layering stencils and I see the finished result, I always wish I'd done it in the same colours as the box that it came in, but I do like to show anybody who watches my video what you can look like using different colours, and apart from a little bit of a smudgy part there, I think it's turned out really well. Yeah, that's very nice, I like it. So that would make a nice card as well. I might turn these into cards, I'm not sure yet. It was just really to practice and to show you how to do it. So it's really to showcase this stamping platform. I do have a plethora of stamping platforms, but I am not going to keep them all. Some I'm going to sell, some I'm going to give away, because they've barely been used, most of them. The only thing is about this is that it doesn't seem to clean up very well, and I'm frightened to use alcohol on it in case it takes all the black ink off the markings. But because I'm not returning it, I am going to keep it. It doesn't matter so much. Definitely keeping this. So that's Creative Craft Products, rotating stamping platform. So what have we done today? We've done that, and of course it could be used as a normal stamping platform as well. Even though it's really small, it can be used. It's going to be very, very handy. But I still do prefer, for my own projects, I do prefer my Tim Holtz stamping platform. But this is just, it's going to be great. And I love the fact that the other layering stencils I have, I can use with this now because of the adapters. So I'm really, really pleased with those as well. So I think I'm going to be going on a bit of a layering stencil frenzy because I have those and because I have this. But anyway, I'm not sure how helpful that was. I hope some of you found it informative at the I hope some of you found it informative at the least. I'm not sure if you're interested in this, but I will leave a link to it. And you can get any of these if you're interested in the Stampin' Up ink pads. You would have to go to the Stampin' Up website because you would have to buy them through a demonstrator. I'm not a demonstrator. I just like their stuff a lot, especially the ink pads. I just think they're really juicy, very, very bright and vibrant. I just love them. So I'll leave, like I say, I won't leave a link to those, but you please do visit the Stampin' Up website if you're interested in these. They're not cheap, but they are very good. I'll leave a link to this, and I'll leave a link to the stencils that I've used as well. Oh yeah, I forgot about this little one. So 2 completely different stencils there because we've used different colours, and I'm sure there are tons of ways to turn these into cards. I have a feeling that I wonder if there's a way to heat emboss them, or at least heat emboss parts of it. Perhaps the very top layer you could heat emboss using gold, like the embossing ink, and perhaps gold. I don't know, I might look into that actually, because I imagine a bit of heat embossing on there would just finish it off nicely, but I don't know, I've never tried it, so maybe it's something to think about for the future. Just a minor update before I go to bed. I did actually make a couple of cards out of those because I just wanted to see what they would look like. This one is a 6x6. I think I went a bit mad with the Nouveau drops, but I just wanted to show you that even though the butterfly didn't stamp perfectly, I embossed the background that it was on, the card it was on, and I think it's turned out quite well. Just a little sentiment and what have you. I don't like plain white backgrounds on cards. I like to emboss. I'm obsessed with embossing. I just think it looks really nice. And this one, I embossed with an absolutely beautiful geometric pattern. Because I put flowers on this, I embossed flowers on this because butterflies like flowers, and it sort of went. But I didn't fancy putting flowers on this one because I think it would have been a bit too much. That's why I used the geometric pattern, and I got this folder from, I think it was Temu, and it's one of my favourite folders, embossing folders. I just think it's really nice. So I just put a little strip, a little sentiment strip on the bottom, and just a few Nouveau drops, and that was it. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this yet. I'm thinking I might take my life in my hands and attempt some fussy cutting around that flower, because I'm not good at cutting out, but if I'm careful and take my time, it might be okay to use in a card. I haven't quite decided yet. I don't like the butterflies because I don't like the way they turned out. But anyway, that's just my little finished projects using that rotating stamping platform. But anyway, I really, really appreciate you staying with me. My channel's building up slowly but surely, and it's thanks to people like you. Really, really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye bye now.